Have you ever wondered how much of what we know about history is actually true? In our journey through the annals of time, we often stumble upon facts that seem too incredible to be real. We find ourselves questioning, probing, and second-guessing as we delve into the intricate tapestry of our past. History, as it turns out, is not just a collection of dates and events. It is a treasure trove of stories, filled with twists and turns that often defy our expectations. It challenges our preconceived notions, shattering commonly held beliefs with the hard hammer of truth. From the ancient Egyptians to the daring Vikings, from the Great Wall of China to the enigmatic Albert Einstein, every corner of history holds secrets that are often hard to believe. So buckle up, for we are about to embark on a fascinating journey into the depths of the past. Prepare to have your mind blown by these unbelievable historical facts. Did you know that the ancient Egyptians invented dental care? Long before the modern toothbrush and minty toothpaste became staples in bathrooms around the world, the people of the Nile were pioneering methods to keep their smiles bright and healthy. Archaeological discoveries have unearthed evidence that as early as 4,000 years ago, Egyptians were using a form of toothpaste concocted from a blend of crushed rock salt, mint, dried iris flowers, and pepper. This mixture, far from a mere folk remedy, was quite effective in cleaning teeth and freshening breath. Fascinatingly, this ancient toothpaste has been found to have antibacterial properties, a testament to the sophistication of their early dental hygiene. But their innovation didn't stop at toothpaste. The Egyptians also practiced rudimentary dental surgery. They treated toothaches and cavities, and even developed a form of dental prosthetics, using gold wires to bind loose teeth together or replace those that were missing. So next time you brush your teeth, remember the ancient Egyptians. Contrary to popular belief, the Great Wall of China is not visible from space. This enduring myth captivates the imagination, suggesting that this monumental feat of engineering is visible to the naked eye from orbit. Yet astronauts themselves have debunked this myth time and again. The Great Wall, stretching over 13,000 miles, was built over centuries to protect Chinese states against invasions. Despite its length and historical significance, its visibility from space is a different story. Astronauts report that viewing conditions must be perfect, with specific lighting and weather, and even then, it's nearly impossible to see without aid. From the International Space Station, orbiting at about 250 miles above Earth, human-made objects are generally not visible without optical aids. The wall's narrow width and the materials used in its construction blend almost seamlessly into the natural landscape, making it indistinguishable from the surrounding terrain. So much for that old wives' tale. Despite the common depiction, Napoleon Bonaparte was not short. The image of Napoleon as a diminutive figure is one of history's most enduring myths, yet it stands on rather shaky ground. In fact, he was recorded as 5 feet 2 inches in French measurements. But here's where things get interesting. The French inch of the time was longer than the British inch. Diving deeper, when converted to international units, Napoleon's height was actually around 5 feet 7 inches, quite average for a Frenchman of his era. The misconception likely started as British propaganda during the Napoleonic Wars, painting the French leader as less formidable by depicting him as unusually short. This imagery was further popularized by political cartoons of the time, which often exaggerated personal traits to make a point. Moreover, his nickname, Le Petit Caporal, which translates to the Little Corporal, was not a comment on his stature, but rather an affectionate term reflecting his camaraderie with his soldiers. So, the Little Corporal was actually of average height for his time. Contrary to popular belief, Vikings didn't wear horned helmets. This enduring image is more a product of fiction than historical fact. The idea of horned Viking helmets actually originated in the 19th century during the Romanticist artistic movement. Artists like Gustav Malmström and August Malmström depicted Vikings donning these fanciful helmets in their paintings. This image was further solidified by Richard Wagner's opera, The Ring of the Nibelung, where the costume designer chose horned helmets for the Viking characters. In reality, historical evidence shows that Vikings wore simple, functional helmets, often made of leather or iron. Horns would have been impractical and dangerous in battle, as they could potentially catch an enemy's weapon. Moreover, no archaeological findings of Viking helmets with horns have ever been unearthed. So, the image of a Viking with a horned helmet is just a myth. It's a testament to the power of art and culture in shaping our perceptions of history. Despite what you may have learned in school, Christopher Columbus didn't discover America. This statement might stir a bit of controversy, but historical evidence paints a different picture than the popular narrative. Long before Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492, there were already people and even explorers on the American continents. Let's delve into the Viking explorations. Around the year 1000, Norse explorer Leif Erikson reached what is now known as Newfoundland, Canada. This site, known as Lansog Meadows, is recognized as a Norse settlement by archaeologists, complete with evidence of iron smelting and structures that predate Columbus by nearly 500 years. Moreover, it's crucial to acknowledge that the continents were already inhabited by millions of Native Americans. These diverse groups had established complex societies, cultures and trade networks long before any Europeans set foot on their shores. Hence, while Columbus's journey was undeniably significant, it was not the beginning of the history of the Americas. So, Columbus wasn't the first outsider to set foot in America. Contrary to popular belief, the pyramids were not built by slaves. This rather startling revelation is backed by substantial archaeological and historical evidence. Unearthed by the sands of time, the ancient workers' village near the pyramids of Giza tells a tale quite different from the common narrative. Not only did these workers have access to robust meals, but they also received beer rations, which was a staple in the Egyptian diet. The intricate tombs found in the vicinity of the pyramids further suggest that these workers were not slaves, but rather skilled laborers. These tombs, usually reserved for individuals of high status, indicate that the pyramid builders were respected for their craft. Furthermore, graffiti found on the pyramids show that the workers were organized into teams, possibly for efficiency and camaraderie. Historical records, too, paint a picture of a workforce that was compensated and well cared for. So the image of slaves building the pyramids is just a myth. Despite the popular story, Albert Einstein didn't fail math. It's a myth that has been passed down through generations, a tale told to make those of us who struggle with numbers feel a little better about ourselves. But as with many myths, the truth is far more interesting. This particular myth seems to have originated from a misunderstanding. When Einstein was 15, he left the Luitpold Gymnasium in Munich, and a report stated he had failed his final examinations. But it's crucial to note that these exams were not in mathematics. Einstein actually excelled in the subject from a young age, demonstrating an aptitude that far exceeded his peers. Einstein's fascination with math started early. At the tender age of 12, he tackled geometry and algebra with a passion uncommon for a child his age. He even went so far as to devise his own proofs to Euclidean geometric theorems. By the time he was 14, he had mastered differential and integral calculus. Yes, you heard that right. 14. Einstein was solving complex mathematical problems while most of us were still struggling with basic algebra. Despite having a less than perfect relationship with the formal education system, Einstein's mathematical prowess was undeniable. He utilized this skill throughout his life, developing theories that would forever change the way we understand the universe. From the special theory of relativity, E equals mach squared, to his work on the photoelectric effect, which won him the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1921, Einstein's contributions to science and mathematics are immeasurable. So where does this leave us with the myth? Well, it seems to be a case of misunderstanding and miscommunication, a rumor that started from a half-truth and grew into a fully fledged myth. But let's not let this myth diminish the reality of Einstein's exceptional abilities. His mathematical genius was not a product of failure, but a testament to his extraordinary mind and relentless curiosity. So, the tale of Einstein failing math is just a myth. Let's recap the amazing historical facts we've learned today. We kicked off with a look at the ancient Egyptians, who surprisingly were quite advanced in dental care, crafting detailed dental procedures and remedies long before modern dentistry. Then we debunked the popular myth that the Great Wall of China can be seen from space, a captivating tale but scientifically inaccurate. We also cleared up some misconceptions about Napoleon Bonaparte. Contrary to popular belief, he was actually of average height for his time, not the short figure often depicted in caricatures. Similarly, the fierce Vikings, renowned for their raids, never actually wore those iconic horned helmets in battle. Moving westward, we discussed Christopher Columbus and how he wasn't the first to discover America, with various indigenous peoples having lived there for thousands of years prior. Furthermore, the majestic pyramids of Egypt were not built by slaves but by paid and skilled laborers, a testament to their remarkable civilization. We also tackled a common misconception about Albert Einstein. Despite popular myths, he excelled in mathematics throughout his life, challenging the narrative that he struggled academically. Remember, history is full of surprises and not everything we believe is true.